So in this question, we are told that number one, welcome to Proflan Live, where we are going to have a discussion on how to solve some of the question in P1. And this is going to serve as a prediction for 2025 May-June 2025 exams, P1. So if you are new to Proflan, take this chance to subscribe and also to leave a comment. You can also share the live to your friends, encourage them to join us. So this paper is usually up out of 75 marks, and we're going to have about 10 questions to discuss. So this is going to enable us prepare for that exam. So we are told that curve C has the question. This is a question from differentiation, and we are told that curve C has the equation y equals to 5x cubed minus 8 over 2x, where x is greater than 0. That is very important. That's a condition that's provided. So we need to remember that this is going to really have significance, meaning when we're going to work it out. So the first thing that we ought to look at here is to rearrange these equations so that we can be able to differentiate. So we have y is equals to, we can write this as 5x cubed over 2x squared minus 8 over 2x squared. So if we rearrange this, we shall have y is equals to simplify this, we are going to have x squared cancelling with this x power 3, so we're going to remain with 5x as over 2 as our answer here, minus, if also we simplify this, becomes 8 over 2 x negative 2. So finally our equation becomes y is equals to 5 over 2 x minus 4 x power negative 2. So we have our expression in a simplified format. Then now we can go ahead, try to differentiate. Now we can be able to differentiate this. So you can say dy dx is going to be equivalent to, this is like power 1, so we shall take the power down, then we subtract 1, so it will be 5 over 2 multiplied by 1, which is the power, then we shall have x1 minus 1 minus 4 into negative 2, then we shall have now our x raised power negative 2 minus 1. If you simplify this, you're going to get 5 over 2 plus 8x negative 3. So by writing dy in the simplest form, so this is the simplest form of our dy dx, which can also be written as 5 over 2 plus 8 over x power 3. So we can be able to write our answer like this. So moving on, we shall have also, that's the value of a, the point P lies on C. Find the equation of the tangent to C at point P. So already we have the gradient function, so you can say this is a Now we need to move to part B. So we know dy dx is equals to, we are working out the value of dy dx at x is equals to what? X is equals to 2, so that we can be able to get what our dy dx is. So that will be 5 over 2 plus 8 over 2 power 3, and this equation becomes 5 over 2 plus 1, because 8 over 8 is going to be 1. So if you work it out, what does it give you? So the answer here becomes 7 over 2 as the gradient of the tangent. So if suppose we are having a curve like that, and we are told that suppose this is the point P, then a tangent is a line that is going to touch that curve at that given point. So which means that the gradient of the curve and the gradient of the tangent are the same. So we are supposed to find the equation of the tangent. So remember, since the gradient we have gotten, we know the equation of a line is equals to y equals to mx plus c. But we were told that the coordinate of P were 2, 4. These are the coordinate of P. So meaning, if we substitute the gradient that we have gotten and the value of y, which is 4, is going to be equal to the gradient, which is 7 over 2 into bracket x value is 2 plus c, then we can be able to know what c is, because it will be 4 is going to be equals to 7 plus c. So this means that our c is going to be equal, our c is going to be equals to what? Our c is going to be equals to minus 3. Therefore, our equation will be y is equals to 5 over 2, 7 over 2, y is equals to 7 over 2, x minus 3. But look at the format in which we were told to leave our answer. Ax plus b, y plus c is equals to 0. And that becomes 2y is equals to 7x minus 6. So which is going to be minus 7x plus 2y plus 6 is equals to 0. So this becomes the value, the gradient for this, the equation to this particular tangent. The next question also you need to, or the next topic that you must prepare is the topic to do with integration. And this is also another area that will be highly tested. Integration, you must know how to integrate such kind of questions. If you are told that x 8 raised to power 3 minus 2 over 5 minus 2 over x raised to power 4 minus 1, and then we are supposed to perform integration in that case. If you guys, you are new to Proflan, consider subscribing, and also you can be able to share this live to your friends, encourage them to join us so that we can be able to work out these questions. So we have that integration which we are supposed to work out, and here the first thing of course you need to do is to rearrange these equations so that we can be able to integrate. So we're having 8 over 5 x power 3 minus 2 over 3 x raised to power negative 4 minus 1, and we're integrating with respect to x. Of course, whenever you are having x raised to power n, and if you are integrating this with respect to x, basically what you do, it becomes x n plus 1 over n plus 1 then plus c. So you are going to increase the power by 1, you divide it, so we can say this is going to be 8 x raised to power 3 plus 1, so that becomes x power 4 over 5 times 4, because there was this 5 at the denominator, minus 3 minus 2 x raised to power negative 3 over 3 times minus 3 minus x then plus c. So our equation becomes that, and if you simplify this, you're going to get 2 over 5 x power 4 minus, now this will be plus because of this minus here, it will be 2 over 9 x power minus 3 minus x then plus c. So I can write this in simplest form to be 2 over 5 x power 4 plus, of course this will be 2 over 9 x power 3 minus x then plus c, and that becomes our final answer in that case. So basically you must know how to perform integration, you must know how to do that. So this is the part that you ought to have to remember. Rose, Rose, The next topic also that will be tested is the topic to do with completing the square, whereby you can be told to state the line of symmetry, state the turning point, state the minimum point and maximum point. So let's see, like for instance here, you are told that express f of x in this particular form. Actually, you are just completing the square, whereby we have our f of x being equals to 11 minus 4x minus 2x squared. So the first thing that you're going to do is to ensure that you group this together and you factor out what's common. And to do that, we are going to say this is 11 minus 2 into brackets. I've taken minus 2 out. If I take minus 2, this is going to be positive, isn't it? So if I take minus 2 out, we're going to have a positive value there. And that's going to be x squared I'm just taking 2 to not affect the sign. So if I take 2, I must have my x squared here, and then I'll say minus 2, minus 2 at that point. Minus 2x at that point. So we can go ahead now, start applying the completing the square. So I have my 11 minus 2 into bracket. I want to complete the square, what's inside here. So I'll take x minus 1, then squared, then minus the square of this number, which is 1 squared. At that point of time, we shall have 11 minus 2 into bracket x minus 1 squared minus 1. Now I can open the bracket and I'll have what? 11 minus 2 into x minus 1 squared plus 2. So you can say our final answer becomes 13 minus, because if you multiply minus 2 times minus 1, that becomes positive 2. So it will be 13 minus 2 into x minus 1 squared. So this is the completed square, where a, b, and c are constant to be found. And you can see in this case our a is 13, our b is negative 2, and our c is equals to negative 1. Yeah, so basically that's what you do in this case. So this is one of the area. Now that's part A. And let's look at what B is. Sketch the graph of curve C, showing clearly the coordinates of the point where it crosses the y-axis. So how do we sketch the graph to that? So the first thing that we need to identify is that the turning point for curve C is going to be 113. That is going to be the turning point of this, because you just take the opposite sign of the number that is here, which is going to be the value of x, and this is going to be the value of y. So that's the turning point. And can say, if we can say this is our 1 at this point, and of course this being the x-axis, and then we have the y-axis, means that we shall have maybe our y at that point, our turning point, and say this is our 13. So also the function that was given here, we were told that 11 here, this is actually the y-intercept of the original equation. And if you want to find the y-intercept, remember y-intercept at y-intercept at y, x is equals to 0, at y, x is equals to 0. So meaning if we substitute x is equals to 0 to this equation, we shall have 13 minus 2, which is going to be 11, or you can even pick it from this point here. So we shall have also some 11 somewhere here. So meaning our graph is going to go like that. It will have a turning point, and the graph will open downwards and then curve like that. It's just a parabola that is having a turning point at this point. So as you are about to sit for this exam, remember to ensure that you know how to answer such kind of questions. You need to know that you must know how to answer such kind of questions. Yeah. So any question up to that point? So if there is any question, you can just write in the chat section. Yeah, so is there need to write the values of x? So the question is saying, showing clearly coordinates of the point where they crosses the y-axis. So that's why you can see I'm not really focusing on what coordinates we have here. Coordinates where it passes the y-axis is basically going to be 0, 11 y-axis here, and the turning point is going to be 113. Yeah, 113, and then you earn your marks. See, write down the equation of the line of symmetry. Line of symmetry is a line that is going to subdivide this parabola into two symmetrical parts, and the line of symmetry is going to pass through the turning point like that. This is our line of symmetry, and the equation of this is the line whose value x is equals to 1. Is a line whose equation is x is equals to 1. So basically that's what you are supposed to do for part C. So C is line of symmetry is x is equals to 1. Yeah. Question number 4 is the concept that is going to test area of sector, arc length. So you need to know how to work out such kind of questions, because there is high likelihood of this concept to be tested. And we are told that the figure shows a plan view of a house ABCD and a loan APCDA. And then we are told that ABCD is a rectangle of AB. AB is 16 centimeters. APCOA is a sector of a circle, center O and radius 12. So we have a center O and a radius of 12. So which means this distance OA is 12. And also it will mean for us that OC is also 12. So which means that if from here to this other end is 12, then it means the remaining part here is going to be 4, because we have this rectangle from A to B being 16, this is 12, and then this should be 4. So if we want to know the height of the length, the width of this rectangle, we can be able to use Pythagoras theorem, and we can be able to say that AD is going to be square root of 12 squared minus 4 squared, which is going to be equal to the square root of 144 minus 16. So if we just put that 144 minus 16 in a calculator, we are going to get our answer as 8 root 2. So 8 root 2 is the height of this particular rectangle or this triangle that we are having here. So we can be able to say the height of this triangle we have here is 8 root 2. I've not checked the kind of question that was asked, but in this case we're going to say show that the size of angle AOD is 1.231 radians. So in order to work out that angle, of course, in order to find this angle here, we are going to use that triangle, and of course this triangle is like that. Can be able to use SOHCAHTOA. That way we shall work out this angle theta. This is 8 root 2, and also we have 12 using SOHCAHTOA. So since we have opposite and hypotenuse, we can be able to use sine. So we can say sine theta is equals to opposite, and our opposite is 8 root 2 over hypotenuse, which is 12, and our theta is going to be what? Our theta is going to be sine inverse of 8 root 2 over 12. And remember to ensure that your calculator is in radians so that you can be able to get the answer. Your calculator should be in radians. Sine inverse of 8 root 2 over 12. If you work it out, you're going to get your answer as 1.23 radians. So basically that's what you're supposed to do at that given point. So for part A, we are going to say that what our answer is. So for part A, we shall say this is the way we were to approach the question. Also, let me move this part down so that we can be able to have our work well represented. So our work well represented here. Can move to part B. The area of the lawn in meter square, 1 decimal place. So supposed to find the area of the lawn, and we are told that the figure shows a plan view of a house. There is a house of A, B, C, D, but the lawn is A, P, C, D, A. So we are supposed to find the area of the lawn. So the first thing that we really need to do is to work out the area of the sector. So we shall find the area of this sector up to that point, and that is going to be, what is the angle for this part here? Because already we have gotten this part as an angle of 1.23, so it will be 180 or pi plus 1.23, which is going to be 4.371. 4.37. Area of a sector, part B. Area of a sector is usually a half theta r squared. That's how we find the area of a sector. So this is going to be a half times 4.37 times the radius. In this case, our radius was 12. So 12 squared. If you work it out, what does it give you? The radius was 12. So if you work it out, what will it give you? The area of that part is 314.64. And always check to how many decimal places. So this is supposed to be to 1 decimal place, approximately 314.6. But you need to understand there is this other area that we are having here of the triangle, so we are going to subtract that. Area of this triangle is going to be equals to what? Area of that triangle is going to be equals to, so something you need to remember about that triangle, this was 4 and the height was 8 side 2 or 8 root 2. This was 4 here, yeah, because this is 16, this is 12, then this must be 4. So we are going to say area of the triangle is going to be equals to a half base times height, and in that case this is going to be a half. Our base is going to be equivalent to 4 and the height is 8 side 2, which is going to translate to 16 root 2. So area of the loan is going to be 314.6 minus 16 root 2, and if you work it out, $292.0 as the final answer for that case.